wondered why she thought of a bureaucrat to open an event like this, which is really focused on areas of where the expertise is more with you than with somebody like I can ever hope to have. But let me congratulate you on your innovative choice of a theme for the conference, and that is the future of innovation, which is the future of all of us and certainly the future of India. Now, I'd like to record that the Indian Institutes of Management have done much to place India on the world business map.
Okay, well thanks for inviting me today. And one of the reasons I'm here is because I know a lot about IIMA, having been fortunate enough to being introduced by my career before politics. And I was hugely impressed by the quality of the students that I found there. I mean, so much so that it was a hard job stopping me from hiring some of those students and inviting them to come and join my employer at the time and come and help contribute, both do well for themselves, but also contribute to the British economy. And I've always therefore been a big fan of it. I think just taking your last question first about the perception. I mean, I'm here today because I knew about IIMA. But I think it's probably fair to say that not enough people, especially certainly business people in Britain, do. And events like this that you've got here today, I think is your second one in 2 years, I think really help to promote the brand. But also the alumni that are currently based in the UK or have connections with the UK, I think word of mouth and you're talking to both either employers or bankers and others, I think can help to spread the name as well. And I think when anyone comes in touch with the IIMA, they realise immediately what a high quality business school is, and in my opinion, one of the best in the world. So the other thing is, I think the business opportunities that Britain offers, that the people, whether they're from investors from India or anywhere else in the world, I think are quite unique compared to the rest of Europe. I think we are the most open economy in Europe. We have, for many decades, had a tradition of welcoming talent and investment from around the world and helping those businesses to grow, whether they want to do business in Britain or they want to do it abroad. Britain is a good place to be based to do business anywhere in the world. And lots of reasons for that, but I think that's something that's perfect for an IIMA graduate.
Great, thank you. Just as a quick follow-up, do you think that there are avenues you could think of where the IIMA alumni could contribute in the public space and in initiatives of Her Majesty's government?
Well, many already do. One thing I have always found with IIMA graduates is that they're not just interested in where's the business, where's the next dollar to be made. They often, a lot of the friends that I have that are graduates, they want to contribute to the community, they want to help, and that's great, and that's hugely welcome. And the public sector, whether it's government or public bodies that we have, we're already seeing that, and I think that talent, whether it's in management, it's in business, it's in fintech, whatever it is, as Britain tries to grow in so many other sectors, I think we can certainly tap into that.
This was a great event, and in terms of the quality of the panelists and people who attended the event, as well as the great audience that came out. It's a great forum for exchanging ideas, and the theme per se of innovation and how it's impacting our lives every day is a very powerful one, and I think the event is doing a great job of addressing it. For me, it's even more powerful that this event was organized by IIMA. I'm an alumnus of the institute, and it fills me with great pride to see that these kinds of events and these kinds of audiences are being attracted by my alma mater. So I'm hoping to see much more of this as we go along.
Absolutely amazed to see 230 plus people here in an alumni gathering. It's incredible. There's a brand name, it's a brilliant brand name. I mean, I just spent the last 3 years in Delhi, and
all right, okay.
Everyone aspires to be there, right? So I mean, it's a terrific brand name. So I'm always going to be impressed when I come to a conference like this.
All right, so we have a biased sample today
I'm
because
biased.
You are in Delhi as well, so you're familiar with the brand name.
Yeah, I'm very, very familiar with the brand name. So brilliant.
It's been an exciting day today. It's great to see the kind of IIMA alumni here in this room. It's great to catch up with some of them and also see the really intense discussion that is taking place, including the address by Right Honorable Javed Saeed. Javed, I think it's been a great session so far. Look forward to the rest of it, and it's been an exciting day.
So I'm very impressed with the depth of knowledge and the kind of the questions, and also just the kind of the quality of the event overall in terms of the subjects it's tackling. And you can see people really engaging with it and at the cutting edge of what is happening in innovation and particularly in big data. So that I think is very interesting. And I hadn't heard about the IIMA beforehand, but as I did sort of a bit of my research before I came, and I'm surprised I hadn't heard of it, and it's something I'm certainly going to be looking at very closely. We have a big operation in India as Thomson Reuters, and I think it's something that we want to continue to link into the best schools, into the best people, and we see our future leadership coming from India, and that's something that we have as our corporate strategy. So I think being aware of IIMA and being part of it, I think it's a privilege to be here, and I think look forward to perhaps coming back in the future as well with some graduates.
I go to and I've moderated a couple of these now.
Okay.
And I thought it was great because we had a bit of a balance, both I guess geographic, which is interesting, not to always hear about the UK, which gets a bit tiring, but also we had people that had been working in financial services for a long time, but now invest in companies. I thought it was quite good.
Fantastic, thank you. One of the key objectives of the event is to promote the salience and the profile of the IIM Ahmedabad brand. At the end of the event today, are you going away more aware of the brand or less aware?
I'm definitely more aware because I didn't know it before, whereas now I kind of know what great alumni it has.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, this is the first time obviously I've been invited, so I'm grateful for that.
Thank you.
I think what's fascinating is how what we can learn from here, how we could bridge the gaps from here into India and vice versa. I think the UK, the amount of startups and fintechs here, a huge amount of application we take to India and learn from India, bring to this one. So it's great to, I'm looking forward to mingle a little later.
Fantastic.
See how we can network a little bit.
Absolutely.
The quality of participation from the audience was exceptional. The panel was very, very good. And I think what we're doing is very topical, given that most of the IIMA graduates here in the UK end up being in the financial services industry, the industry that we are talking about, facing imminent disruption from fintech. So I think it is very topical. It is topical not just because we are IIMA, but also because London is indeed the world's premier financial services hub. And as we heard the business secretary speak, there is a lot of push from the government to make sure that we balance our responsibilities as a country within the European Union, at the same time not lose the essential flavor of what makes London a great place for the financial services marketplace. I think that the society needs to be complimented for selecting this as a topic. I think we should do a few more things around these events, and if there is an opportunity to participate in that in the future.
Well, it's a very nice venue, I must say, and obviously very intelligent audience. And considering we're on at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
5:15, yeah.
It's an impressive level of attention. I think the panelists, myself accepted, of course, impressive, very knowledgeable on their subject, and hopefully it was of interest to the attendees.
And so, first of all, I think it's clear entrepreneurship, innovation is critical. That's been established from the times of the Nobel Prize winner Robert Solow, who discovered that economic growth, only a very small fraction of that can be explained by productivity, and a very large part of economic growth across countries, across nations, and over time is because of innovation. So it's important for economic growth, but I think it's particularly important for a country like India, and I think perhaps it was in our first or second session, reference was made to this, which is that we say we have a demographic dividend ahead of us. Lots of young people in the country who will be energetic, enthusiastic, and will contribute a lot. So even as innovation is critical, what is important is a climate for innovation should be created rather than champions for innovation be picked. This is an old kind of piece of work in economics. Whether you make potato chips or you make silicon chips, it doesn't matter. What you make is something that really contributes value.
Unfortunately I wasn't able to attend the whole event, but I think, for me at least, as someone who's fascinated by the opportunities in India, it's great that there is an event like this happening in London, where you can have access to and insights from some of the best minds in the Indian business and tech community. So for me, there's a lot more that should be done and developed between the UK and India in terms of commercial opportunities, especially around tech. So it's been great to attend and start to meet some people.
I thought it was great. I thought obviously getting someone of Vishal's caliber who's coming with that external viewpoint kind of anchored a lot of the subsequent discussions. And I think anything that can encourage entrepreneurship and give some insight into how it really works, because it's a bit of a black box.
Okay.
It's so hard for entrepreneurs to first take the risk and then to know about the various stages of scaling the business. And we work with a lot of entrepreneurs that are running businesses doing 100 million in revenues to $1 billion in revenues. And they will often say to us, we've never done this before, but we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
And I think anything that can support that and promote that in India and Europe is